Hi guys, my name's Adelaide and welcome to Adelaide Stitches. This is my YouTube channel where I talk about cross stitch. Today it is Monday, it is the 20th of January and it is the evening here. I think I've mentioned before that we are in the middle of summer holidays at the moment, so really it comes down to when I can find snatches of time to film. So I've got one now, so let's get started. I've actually done quite a bit in the last week, which is exciting because I always kind of get halfway through the week and think, oh, I haven't stitched that much, and then I don't know, suddenly by the end I have a look around me and go, wow, it all adds up, doesn't it? Every 10-20 minutes. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a finish, and I am so excited about it. I have finished Holiday Glow by Satsuma Street. Isn't it gorgeous? I love it. I love how it looks. It is so gorgeous. This is a pattern I started at the Jingle Ball, not the one just gone. So what was that, 2024? The 2023 one. So a year and a month pretty much it took me, and it was the Satsuma Street exclusive pattern for 2023, and I think it's available just generally now. So it is called Holiday Glow. I stitched mine on 14 count red Aida using DMC and the metallics, and I'll give you a close up. I just love it. I love how it looks. It's not a huge design. It is only 107 by 68, but it did take me a while because other than the white in the birds, which actually isn't just white, it's a few colors, there are a lot of color changes in this piece. And now I don't mind because that's what makes it look so beautiful, but it is hard to kind of do a big block of stitching on it, I found. Because of all the little pieces, and how this was finished was almost by accident. I mean, I didn't mention it last week and it wasn't in my plans, but I had a few WIP group challenges on Facebook that I was trying to get kind of groups of 200 stitches on, and this one came up for 2 of them, and by the end of the second one I think I did end up doing a bit more than 200 stitches, so maybe about 500 all up to kind of get all the foliage done and the back stitch. I'd finished it. So how amazing is that? I've never finished a project like that before, unintentionally, and it was a really nice surprise. So yeah, very excited, and I would like to frame this and put it up on my Christmas wall, as you can see behind me. So yeah, how great would that look? Actually, I'm noticing now that every project I have up there has a different fabric. So I have to think about that, whether I want to keep that up or I want to bring some coherency back to it. Anyway, it does, I won't tilt the camera because it took me a while to get it set up, but the wall goes up quite a bit. So I am going to have quite a bit of room to go up if I don't want to go out to either side as well. So yeah, Holiday Glow by Satsuma Street. Really beautiful, really pleased with it. So that was my kind of big cross stitch finish. And I also have some other, I guess they're finishes as well. So I had a SAF next. So a SAF is a start and a finish. And this is for, I've talked about how I'm teaching a class at the Great Australian Shindig, which is actually this weekend. That's crept up. It is going to be the 26th, 27th of January, and that is Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So I think for kind of the rest of the world who are behind us, it's more the 25th, 26th, the Saturday, Sunday instead of the Sunday, Monday. And I have shown you previously that I finished my Girl King Parrot ornament. Isn't she cute? And this will be a free pattern that you'll get in the booklet. When you enter the virtual event, it comes with the ticket, which is $10 Australian. So my other project I started and finished was the boy. Isn't he cute? And this will be the one that I will be finishing in the class. So really pleased with how he looks. I think when I have them finished together, they will look so cute. Oh. And I have king parrots come visit me each morning, so that was my inspiration for it. I felt it was very Australian and very personal to me for where I live in the Blue Mountains in New South Wales, Australia. So excited about that. They are both on 32 count Garden Meadow Opal Lugana. and that is by Paddock Lane Designs. So yeah, very excited. If you haven't signed up yet, there's still tickets available. They're on the Paddock Lane Design website. $10 Australian, so I think that works out $7 US. I will put the link below. There'll be classes, there'll be stitching rooms. These patterns are actually going to be in a booklet you get with your ticket, and I think it has 7 different designs in it. So pretty good, lots of fun. There'll also be Flosstube meet and greets as well. So yeah. If you're free then, yeah, come have a look. But no, really pleased with that start and finish, and it was pretty quick too, because they're only small. So then, as well as that, I was also doing some preparation for the Australian Shindig, because I'm teaching a class and I want to make sure I'm on top of it. And since I'm doing the ornament finish, I just wanted to practice it. So I did a practice class to my lucky pets, kids and husband. I'm sure they learnt a lot. And I finished Merry and Bright. Isn't it cute? Now, I don't think I've shown this cross stitch on the channel before. I stitched this in 2023 for Christmas. It's a Primrose Cottage chart. And isn't it cute? I have changed it. I'm pretty sure theirs was like on a vintage country mocha, and they had red text, and I put mine on a 28 count Lugana, hand dyed by me, and done white for the text. So really pleased with how that looks. So I ran kind of my practice class and it worked quite well. And at the end I had a really cute FFO, and I was so excited. I even had a scrap of Liberty fabric that fitted perfectly. So yeah, very, very pleased. I've got another FFO to hang up with my Christmas stuff. And I love this colour fabric. I'm going to be sad when I run out. I'll have to dye some more, because it's just so fantastic, not only for Valentine's but for Christmas too. I guess those pinky reds. I'm in a pink frame of mind at the moment. So I said that's by Primrose Cottage Stitches. It's only small. It's 39 by 42, this design. And yeah, it's FFO. Very exciting. Oh, and the cardboard circles I use for these, I actually remembered to bring them to show this time. So they're like this. I've got them in all different sizes, and kind of, they're all 4mm cardboard. So I've been, oh, that actually says Boo. That has been decorated by my kids. I thought I separated all theirs out. But anyway, apparently not. I do have just the cardboard circles for sale. I have a small Etsy store. It actually is knitting. It's from my previous life, as I worked in hand knitting industry for well over 10 years before kids. And so I have an Etsy store called Blue Mountains Knits. It's Blue, the mountains is MTNS, and knits, where I've sold patterns and hand knits and all different stuff over the years. I've been asked about the circles, so I have put them in as a listing. If you're looking for perfectly cut cardboard circles, I have them there. I'll put the link below. You can also cut them out of cereal boxes and any cardboard, recycle your packaging you get, but these are perfectly cut to the dimensions, and they're really good for templates as well as the ornament finishes. So yeah, I'll just put that below if you're interested. So, as well as all that, I had a new start this week. So really excited about this. As you know, my WIP Go call was a bee project, and I have been working on Lorna Lane's bee that I got for Christmas. That's a Gecko Rouge kit. I'll put a quick picture of it up. It is gorgeous, but it is over 65,000 stitches. So I want to get a good amount of work on it this year so I can finish it next year, but it's not going to be a finish this year. My plan is to have quite a few bee projects, and really it started with my Primrose Cottage patterns, aren't they lovely, ABC and hive rules, and end up with a bee wall. So I was thinking about how I wouldn't have a bee finish this year if I kept working on my Lorna Lane, and I decided to start ABC. So this actually, it's stitching up quite quick, and it's quite a small design. It's 118 by 54. So this is what it is looking like so far. So I've got to move my clips for my design board. Here we go. Ooh, can we get me in with it? Here we are. So I am so pleased. I think I might have, I mean, look, I'm working from a paper pattern, so it's hard to tell, but I might have 25% done. Like, yeah. It just stitches up so quick. I mean, it's very satisfying. It's very fun. It's only 7 different DMC colors in this pattern, and I am doing it on 28 count white Lugana. I think the pattern calls for 25, but 28 is what I had in my stash. And the way I'm stitching it, as you see, it's on quite a big bit of fabric. I am hoping to get hive rules out of this bit. That's why I've done it this way, and I'm leaving it because it's such a little pattern. I mean, I think I've only got one more row, and that is the whole width of it. But yeah, really enjoyed stitching it. Actually, I always enjoy Primrose Cottage Stitch patterns. There's just something so fun and relaxing by it. And my aim, this might be ambitious, what's the date? It's the 20th. We're nearly at the end of January already, but I'd really like to get this finished and have a piece for my bee wall. It would bring my total up to 2. So you got to start somewhere, don't you? But yes, this was my new start, ABC, and I'm hoping to get some more progress on it this week. So what next? Well, I've got notes written, sorry if I look down. Okay, so that's my finishes, that's my new start, and let's go to my daily WIPs. Just one second, I'll grab them. Okay, so my first WIP that I've been working on daily is 324. This is by Works by ABC. I'll pop a picture of it up. And I try and do a block a day. I started last November and did 30 that whole month. I took a break for December for my 25 days of Christmas stitching. And now I'm back doing a block a day. And this is where I'm at. I love it. It just looks so good and really coming together, almost 3 rows done. So I haven't done today's block, but I am up to date for like the rest of the whole week. And as you see, I'm getting over to the blues. And as we go down the rows, I'm going to be hitting some green too, which I'm very excited about. Oh, big green lover here. So this is on 36 count Antique White Linen. I am doing it 2 strands over 2. Yes, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Yes. Which I was worried would be a bit thick if you have a look at those little 5x5 squares, but yeah, I think it looks really good. Really happy with how it's coming. And yeah, I know a lot of people have started this because it's such a fun piece, and yeah, I agree. It's pretty, it's relaxing, it's just a little bit each day, and hopefully by the end of the year I will have a beautiful finished piece. So yeah, that's my 324 where it's at. I think, yes, I do have it in Pattern Keeper. So I am currently at 2,071 stitches. Oh, I'm over 2,000. How cool is that? Out of 14,751, which is 14.04%. So yeah, really pleased with how that's going. I can't believe that's over 2,000 stitches. It doesn't feel like it because you're doing that little bit each day. So yeah, that's my 324. My other daily stitch is my temperature stitch, which is A Year in Stitches by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I'll put a picture of that one up. And I am actually 1 day behind in this one because this is going to seem really silly, but in my head I have a blockage, I guess. I've hit a conundrum. I don't know. I have done 1 whole top row, so really excited that this is kind of where it starts and ends. That's where I started, and then we have had a pretty cold January. I am so surprised. I mean, see those blue? That's days that are under 20 degrees Celsius. So is that like 50 degrees Fahrenheit? I think it might be. Anyway, yeah, really unusual for an Australian summer, but you can see kind of the pops of orange where it's warmed up a little bit and then it's got cold again. So love doing the temperature, love seeing the color changes, done a whole top row, but I'm kind of not sure where to go next. Do I go down and back across and I don't know, almost like you're doing a maze? Or do I go back to the beginning and do rows that way? I don't know, because it seems to me if that's the 1st of January and then that's the 19th of January, 20th's there. By the time I get back over to the 1st, we're now in February. When if I start it, then I've kind of got the 1st of January closer to the 20th of January. So I don't know, in my head, it's going to be weird, isn't it? It kind of seems to me like that more makes sense in seeing the blocks of colour. But maybe also because we've had such an unusual, wet, cold January for us, for summer, maybe that's throwing my colours out. I mean, I feel like if this was December, it would all be bright red, orange, and some yellows. So yeah, that's how it's going at the moment. Let me know. I know quite a few of you are stitching it. Are you going to go back and kind of walk down each row as you go, or are you going to go back to the beginning? Because I looked at it yesterday for my block and went, oh, where do I stitch? In the end, I just put it down and thought, I will think about that another time. This is on 28 count ice blue Lugana, and it is stitched with the DMC 2 strands over 2. So yeah, happy with how it's looking and coming together. I do have this one in Pattern Keeper too. It is 198 stitches out of 4,241, which is 4.67%. So yeah, getting there day by day. So they are my 2 daily stitches. And then onto my weekly WIPS. So last time I saw you, it was a Monday. I was going to stitch that night for Magical Monday, and I was inspired by Peggy Still Stitching. She had been working on her Enchanted Quaker by Luminous Fibre Arts. I'll put a picture of it up, and it looks so good. She's nearly halfway, it looks like. I started mine with her at a retreat last year, and I thought, oh, I really need to get that out again, so I did. So I got it out and I have finished that whole motif. That's what I did last Monday night, and I love it. I love how it's looking. This is on 32 count Opal Lugana Witch's Brew by Paddock Lane Designs. It's quite a long pattern. It goes pretty much the length of the fabric. I am stitching mine in DMC 29 and I think it looks fantastic. It was really fun. I didn't have all that complete. I just had the top done and 1 bat. So I had to go in, finish the bat, the middle, that, and this is going to go up to a raven or a crow. I'm not sure which one you'd call it, but either are quite Halloweeny, so it fits. So I was really pleased with that. I did 294 stitches that night, so that got me to 1,708 stitches out of 11,381, which is 15.01%. So over 15%. Pleased with how that's going. So that was last Monday, and then what I did my Temperature Tuesday, which I try work on seasonal things, and so I worked on my Every Season by Tiny Modernist. I'll put a picture of this up. This was her yearly stitch along for 2020, except I didn't do it then. I wasn't cross-stitching then. I had bought it as a complete pattern. I think this was one of my New Year's Eve 12 by, no it wasn't. It was my Leap Day sal. I only started it on the 29th of February last year. Oh, that sounds a lot better, doesn't it, than the year before? So this is where I am up to, and I am trying to get this block finished before the 29th of February. That would be nice. So I had done quite a bit of the grass last time, and this time what I concentrated was filling it all in and then starting the hill. And look at the little beehive. Isn't that the cutest? It's so gorgeous. I really love it and I really enjoy working on it. This is just stitched in DMC on 32 count Garden Meadow. It's an Opal Lugana by Paddock Lane Designs. And yeah, really enjoying it. It's such fun. I am up to, because this one's in Pattern Keeper too, 3,092 stitches out of 16,598, and that is 18.63%. So hopefully after this week I'll be at 20% or over that, which would be very exciting. And I guess when I hit 25, I'm a quarter of the way and I can tick off year 1. I'm up to date. I'm on schedule to finish it in 4 years. I mean, I guess it isn't the biggest sale. How big is it? It's 159 by 159. And actually, I have signed up for her new one. I'll talk about that later. And she's released the details of it, and it is a little bit bigger than this one. So I found that interesting. But yeah, really excited. So that was my Temperature Tuesday. And then Wednesday, that was my B New Start. I showed you ABC. And what was next? Thoughtful Thursday. So on Thoughtful Thursday, I am working on my full coverage that I know I said I'd like to get it finished by the year. That would happen if I was doing 1,400 stitches on it each week. I really am averaging about 1,000 or just over 1,000 each week. So I'm happy with that progress. I mean, every week I feel like it's moved on and it looks good, but yeah, I'll just do my best. Maybe I'll get a spurt on later in the year, we'll see. But this is Mini Witchwood Express by Heaven and Earth Designs. I'll put a picture of that one up. It is only 262 by 325 in size. And this is where I'm up to. Which way? How about this way? So I put in 1,105 stitches, and I'm working on this for Thoughtful Thursday because I'd like to give it to my husband as a present when I'm finished. So what am I up to altogether? 17,874 stitches out of 85,150. So I do have a way to go to get to that stage. I did reach over 20% this week, so it's at 20.99%, which I'm very excited about. So this is on 28 count. It is 2 over 1/10 stitch. This week I went over to the 3rd page, so kind of all that is new. I originally was going to go down to the train, but I'm really worried if I don't kind of get the grey background in, I'll do the train and then the train will be so exciting I won't want to go back to the background. So that's why I'm really making myself work on those greys. And actually it's quite enjoyable. It's really interesting seeing the smoke kind of take shape. And even though it's a mini, I really like how it's looking so far. I mean, obviously you got your cat and his little scarf he's wearing. You're seeing the train come in, the train sheds and the archways are behind. And then there will be the smoke up the top. So yeah, really enjoying this and how this is going. I have realized I thought I had ruled my grids to where it finished. It doesn't. Thank goodness I didn't cut my fabric. I have a few more grid lines. I realized there's a partial page here. So yeah, I will be ruling them and trying to get all the way across. That would be exciting, wouldn't it? So yeah, that's kind of where it is so far. There's a close-up, though I always think they tend to look a bit better further away, but yeah, really pleased with that. So that was Thursday, and then we got to Free Friday. So Friday there was, what started? 24 hours of cross stitch. I didn't manage 24 hours. I think I got like 12, but hey, that's better than 0, isn't it? Over the whole weekend. There was Whip Frenzy, which was the Whip Warriors challenge for that. And also I had some categories, which is like a cross stitch challenge based on the game with the letters to catch up. So I worked on quite a few different things on the weekend, which was fun. One of them was Holiday Glow, which I finished. So that was exciting. And that was kind of on the Sunday for my Santa Sunday. And then I also got out, which I don't know I've properly shown on the channel. I think I did for, when I talked about what WIPS I wanted to work on next year. You saw it, but kind of not with any work. Looking for my clips. So this is Castle Homecoming by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I'll put a picture of it up. I think, what did I have to do? Oh, I had to work on a few different WIPs. I had to work on one of a military person in it, and it had a knight. And I think also there was a K, yeah, the letter K, and K for knight as well. So this is my Castle Homecoming. Oh, it looks fantastic. I'm so pleased. So this is the sale. They had the yearly sale from 2023. Yeah, oh, that's scary. It's 2025 now. Oops. Anyway, I don't have this in Pattern Keeper. I've had no luck with the frosted pumpkin stitchery patterns in it, but that's okay. I'm still stitching it just part by part. It's on 28 count ice blue Lugana, and I have changed quite a few of the DMC colors. I found the dragon looked so dark in their colors that I did change it to lighter, and then that kind of like affected the rest of the piece. Yeah, my greens all changed, and yeah, but that's okay. I'm happy with how it's looking. It looks good. If you're interested in the exact colors, you can email me. I have my email address down below, and I can send them to you if you liked, I don't know, the conversion, but yeah, no. I'm happy. I think it looks good. I worked on the grass and I got quite a few hundred stitches in, and I'm still not finished the grass. So that is another plan for this week. It'd be really nice to finish that huge chunk of grass and then get on with the jousting scene. So as you saw from the picture before, I have quite a bit to do. I think I'm kind of just over halfway. I mean, I have a castle, I have a jousting scene, I have a huge border to do along the top, and then I have a big tree and to finish this little fishing scene here. So quite a bit to go. It was quite big, this one. So it's 192 by 144, which I was looking, because I'll show you the Arctic Animal sale next. That's what I worked on after this. And that's this year's, the current sale. And I feel much better about that. Still behind, but hopefully not as much so. And that one is 126 by 166. So this is quite a bit more stitching and quite a bit bigger. But look how good it looks. Everyone in my family just loved it. So what I want to do is finish Arctic Animal and then finish this. So saying it now, fingers crossed, 2 Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery yearly sales finish this year. That's the plan anyway. So yeah, that is Castle Homecoming. And then my Arctic Animal sale. Here we go. So I had, last time you saw it, just finished part 6, which was the mountains and the cabins. I'll put a picture of it up now. I'll put all the parts up where it's up to. As you see, I am a few behind. But I did find the animals stitched up pretty quick. It was only when I think they released the mountains and I was doing October 31 days of Halloween and December 25 days of Christmas. I got a bit behind, but that's okay. I love how this is looking so far. So I have started on the Aurora. How exciting. I'm putting the border in. So that must be the top of the pattern, which I was surprised at. I thought it would go higher, but isn't it pretty? I had finished all this last time, so started a bit getting that in and across, and I just love the colors. I'm really glad I put the animal headings in now. I know a lot of people left them out, but I feel they tie in the colors of the Aurora, and if I hadn't, then the Aurora would be quite a bright contrast. But we'll see. You know, maybe I'll change my mind when it's finished and wish I left them off, but no, really happy with it. This is 28 count hand dyed Lugana by me. Just using the called for DMC. So yeah, I realized I was excited last week to use the Rainbow Gallery thread, the glow in the dark, but I realized I've got to finish stitching all the DMC first, and then that is back stitched and goes over the top. So yeah, that's my another plan. Keep on it for this week. And I usually stitch this on Saturday for my sale Saturday. So yeah, really like how it's coming along. So was that all my WIPs? I feel like I've shown a lot. Just checking my notes, I think it is. So now we are on to haul. Just give me a sec to pack this up and we'll talk about it. Okay, so on to, I guess you'd call it haul. There's not that much bought though. So I released a video, I think it was last Friday. Anyway, it was on my Valentine's Day stitching plans. I have decided to do 14 days of Valentine's stitching and stitch on a Valentine's Day project, like a main one, which is the Tiny Modernist Valentine's Terrarium. And I'll put a picture of that up. And so I bought that pattern. So that is quite small. It's 64 by 95, and I worked it out, and if I stitch 202 stitches on it a day, each day, from the 1st of February to the 14th, well, then I will have it finished and have my first terrarium, because I love that series. So I'll put a link down to the video below if you want to know more. This is the fabric I will be stitching on. It's a 32 count linen Deep Sea Glass by number 12 Stitch Co. So very excited about that, and I am changing 2 greens in the pattern. So that's all in that Valentine's Day video, as well as other Valentine's Day projects I'd like to stitch in February. So I guess that was my first bit of haul. My second bit is the 2025 Tiny Modernist sale, yearly sale, I guess, for this year. So that starts the 1st of Feb, and she released the details of it on the 15th of Jan. I mentioned the sneak peek photo last week, and it was called the Fantastical Greenhouse, and I love it. I'll put a picture of it up. I thought, how cool, love greenhouses, love the unicorn, the whole fantasy element. And then she released more details. So it is going to be 181 by 181, which is quite big, but she did say in the comments on her Facebook page, it is going to have a lot of spaces in it. It'll be spread out. It has a fantasy theme, and it's going to have gnome, dragon, mushrooms, unicorn, large flowers, and yes, as you can see from the picture, it looks really cute. Now, I will admit I am a tiny bit worried about the gnome. I'm not the biggest gnome girl. I really would prefer a fairy or an elf or a pixie or something. But I was thinking maybe when it comes out, if it's not my cup of tea, I could change it. We'll see. I'm really thinking about this for my daughter. I just think she would love it. And I thought, how cute would it be to even have a little girl in it that looks a bit like her? So that is my aim. Hopefully that's not too ambitious. We will see. But I have noticed there's, even on Tiny Modernist website, she has a series of fairy tale pin cushions, which I'd never noticed before. That's very dangerous when you go to her website. And they had all different figures on it. So I thought, you know what? I'm sure I can find kind of, if I don't like the gnome, another figure I can put in instead to fit in. So this may not be needed. She may just release each piece and I love it exactly as is. But yeah, that was kind of my only little thing about it. But everything else, the dragon, mushrooms, unicorn, large flowers, all the foliage, the greenhouse, yeah, perfect. Love it. So it will be 19 DMC colors, and I was looking at fabrics. So I think she uses Nessie by Picture This Plus, which I don't know if you can get in Australia, but I was looking at mine, and really I felt from the picture the important thing was that white shows up on it. So I've narrowed it down to 2 options. One is this, actually they're both hand dyed by me. This is a 14 count aida. Oh, isn't it pretty? And I just thought it would look nice. 14 count aida is really nice to stitch on. It's very relaxing, and I feel like it'll show up the white well. And kind of, it's got a bit of modeling, a bit of detail, but it's not going to take over. So that was my option 1. And my option 2 is actually a fabric that came from the same batch as my Arctic Animal sale. So of course I put it over there, sorry. But it's good to know that white does show up on it, because I am happy with how the Arctic Animal sale is looking. So this is it. Sorry, it's quite a big piece. Here we go. So this is 28 count Lugana, hand dyed by me. So I know it looks close to the last one, but actually they are different blues. One's more a grey blue, and one is more a light kind of aqua blue. And there was, in the download I got, which is the intro to the stitch along, mock-up of the patterns, how they're coming out. I put a picture of it up, and it had a green fabric behind it, and that looked really good. I don't have a green fabric in my stash, but I did wonder maybe I should go for this one, because it's kind of got the grey, the blue tones of the one she used, the Nessie, but also the green tinge of the fabric she did for the mock-up. So that's what I'm leaning towards most strongly, the 14 count aida. It does work out on the aida to be, sorry, I wrote it down, 13 by 13 inches. So if I use this, I will probably only have at the size 2.5 inch margins, but since I frame myself, I'm not that worried. I think that'll still be fine. So yeah, they, I guess, were my 2 purchases this week. I also did some coffee tea dyeing, which was very exciting. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, Adelaide at Adelaide Stitches, the same name as my YouTube channel. I put some pictures up, and it was such fun. And I can't wait to show you how it went. So I'll start with my absolute favorite. Last week I talked to you about a 40 count cloudy moon I'll put a picture of it up, and as you can see, it's beautiful purple mottling, but the light in it is very light. It's almost white, and that isn't what I wanted for the piece I was thinking of. I would like to do Halloween Quaker by Lila Studio. I feel like this fabric was the closest I have. It's a 40 count linen to it, but it was just had too many light patches. So thank you so much for all your suggestions. I did try the spray at first. A lot of people recommended putting tea coffee solution in a spray bottle and spraying it so you don't lose the purple mottling, but just darken the lighter areas. I did try that, but what I found is kind of the mixture, or the liquid mixture, wasn't staying on the fabric long enough to stain it. It would kind of dry, or I don't know, evaporate off. I don't know. So in the end, I was very brave, and for 30 minutes, I popped it in a jar. I've got a photo, I'll put it in, of some of the fabrics in jars and what I did, and coffee tea dyed it. And this is how it has come out. So look at that. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm so happy. I think what I realized when I sprayed it is that the purple wasn't coming off. So that made me feel brave enough to try and put it in the bottle for the tea dye, or the jar for the tea dye. And I know the purple has lost a little bit of its intensity, but because the light is now more a beige color, a light beige, I just feel it ties in so well, and I am really happy with it. And I think the Lila Studio Halloween Quaker will look amazing on it. I mean, probably when I stitch it, it'll be more like that. But yeah, really happy with how that came out, and smells divine. Coffee tea dyeing. Oh, just love it. Just love it. Makes you feel a bit hungry as you stitch, but oh, fantastic. So this was triumph. So pleased with that. So thank you everyone for your suggestions. They helped. And then I also had just extra fabric, which I hadn't been using, and I thought, no, I really need to dye it, get up my stash of neutrals. So let's do it all at once. So I guess the next one I'm most excited about, here it is this. So this is not dyed. This was a 1/2 meter mystery fabric I got from my JK's retreat. And as you can see, it's kind of a cream. It was a 30 count, kind of really old, not old, but old style linen. I feel like the linens you buy now don't really look like this uneven anyway. And I kind of wondered, well, what am I going to do with it? It's more yellow in real life. Maybe I'll put it on the board. Yeah, more yellow. I know it's not looking that, it's looking more white, but hang on. There we go. That's white. Is it looking more yellow now? I hope so. So I kind of thought, what should I do with it? So I coffee tea dyed it, and look at this. Isn't it beautiful? It's like a gingerbread color. It is just gorgeous. So I'll try and put the two side by side. Sorry about my terrible draping, but hey, you get the color idea from that to that. Isn't it wonderful? If you haven't given coffee tea dyeing a go, definitely do. It is such fun. And also on Instagram, I was asked, do I dye to order? Which I guess I understand, because coffee tea dyeing yes, it's fun to do, but I guess it is a lot of prep, it's a lot of water, it's a lot of cleanup. And if you don't have the room to do all the drying and everything, yes. So I have actually listed made to order all these fabrics I'm going to show you on my Etsy store as well. I'll put the link below, and if you're interested, that's there for you to go check it out. If not, I started with the Stitching Housewives coffee tea dye tutorial. I'll put a link to that below, and then I kind of experimented from there. So that's a really good place to start if you're interested in doing it yourself too, because look at that, from that to that, it's just so rewarding. It just makes you smile and think of all the wonderful projects you can do on it. So yeah, that was my 30 count linen. As well as that, I did some Aida I had round. So this was my lightest one. So I only did this one for 30 minutes. You can see it's still a lovely color though. I am going to use it. And it has still got some modeling in it as we go. And then the next one, bit of Aida, I did for an hour. So we're getting a darker color here. And yeah, just really love it. I put this one in the jar too for the last 30 minutes, and that is what gives it those little bit of modeling, which just adds that bit of interest. So love that so much. And then I also did a 36 count linen, and I have a plan for this. This is very ambitious, especially when I want to start Halloween Quaker this year too. But anyway, full of plans. This is my 36 count linen. Isn't it beautiful? Going from white to this. And I want to use this for the Hello Halloween sampler by Teresa Kogan. So I'll put a picture of it up. I talked about it last year, and I have done, no, I've finished one of the other projects, and one of the other smalls in it is nearly finished. And I thought, oh, but that sampler, what do you think? I think it looked great on it, and it's actually stitched on 36 count. So this would be the right count for it. So very excited. I now have a fabric for that. And then 28 count Lugana, which interestingly I think came out the darkest of all of them, but it is beautiful. Just beautiful. I think it looks so good. So yeah, definitely the neutral stash is greatly increased after that batch of tea coffee dyeing. As I said, I have too much fabric, I know, but you know, when you see it, especially on sale, you buy it and you think, oh yes, I need that, I will use that in the future, and I am trying to. So if you're interested in having any dyed to order the same as this, I'll put the link to Blue Mountains Knits, my Etsy shop below, so you can have a look. Let's see. So I think that was all kind of my haul, my, I don't know, additions, transformations to my stash that I did this week. So on to plans. I guess I've really talked about plans as I went, haven't I? What I'm going to work on. I'm still kind of pretty much keeping to my weekly rotation. So I'll put a picture of that up. That seems to be working well. Look, it's not set in stone, but it gives me a good kind of category to think about each night, what I want to work on. It's Magical Monday, so I actually thought I would keep going with Castle Homecoming tonight by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, because I'd really like to get that grass finished. So that's my immediate plan for tonight. Also try and get another 1,000 stitches on my Witchwood Express. As I do, continue on with ABC. Be really nice to have that finished by January. I mean, I know my WIP Go Call was only kind of, it was loose, it was B project, but I'd just be excited at summer, have a B finished. That would be really nice. My Valentine's Day stitching plans I talked about, so they're going to start February. I'll link that video below if you're interested in joining me. Quite a few people have said they are, so thank you so much. I'm really excited. We've got a stitch along going, and oh, the Valentine's Day patterns are so cute. Yeah, I completely understand. That once you can't stop at one. Once you see them, you're like, oh, what about that one and that one and that one? And so many designers release good freebies as well for Valentine's Day. So that gets you into. And I guess the final thing, which my week will finish on, is the Great Australian Shindig, the virtual cross stitch event I mentioned at the beginning. So that will be this Sunday, and yes, this Sunday coming, and for me, the Monday. So I will probably be filming, if I have energy, Monday night again, or if not, Tuesday. Fingers crossed if I find time in this school holidays. But yeah, we're doing well. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. Yeah, thanks for all the likes, the comments, subscribes, the coffee. Thank you so much, Jason. That was so lovely of you. I hope your stitching is going well. Let me know what you're stitching on. It's just such fun sharing it with you. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. I hope you have a great week. I might see you at the Great Australian Shindig. Let me know if you're coming. And if not, take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.